I've been waiting for you, my brother, my father. Get straight to the point on y'all, man. Now, various reasons why people go no contact. I don't have all the answers to that. All I know is people do it for reasons. One of the main reasons why people do it, because they think that it's gaining them some power, some leverage, or some type of punishment to make somebody act right. I don't know, man. I mean, they should be doing it. They should. When somebody does no contact, it should be no look back. That's what it really should be. You know, but people do it because they want to try to punish somebody or something, show they worth or whatever the hell. But I'm gonna expose to y'all why this shit don't work and why you shouldn't do it. You should do no look back if you're going to do so-called no contact. That means when you decide to go no contact, what people be doing, you really plan on never speaking to them or dealing with them, should I say, ever again. But here's what happens. Here's why that shit don't work. As soon as this shit start, all right. You and the other person, y'all gonna be thinking about each other, and you're gonna have a lot of bad thoughts. You know, you're gonna start to have bad thoughts about the person during the no contact, because they're not calling you and you're not calling them. So it's just gonna make you think about the person more in a bad way. Like, I knew they wasn't this or that or whatever. And then by the time you do start talking to each other again, you didn't have all these bad thoughts about this person. And that goes for relationships. That goes for people you're talking to. It don't matter. That's why this is a bad idea. Not only that, sometimes if you're getting to know somebody, they just assume that you don't like them. That's another flaw in no contact. See, people are doing this no contact shit because they think they're gaining some type of leverage or raising their value or some shit. But really, a lot of times, 9 times out of 10, you devaluing any value that the person's seen in you in many ways, many different ways. That's why I say if you're going to go no contact, you go no look back. You know what I mean? Let me go over here for a second. Also, every time you get back with somebody, it just gets worse and worse and worse. You know what I mean? Every time, man. Like, now I know there's exceptions to the rule. Maybe somebody got back together and somehow, some way, they was the best ever after that. I guess that's possible. But I mean, I haven't seen it. I ain't experienced it. All I know is every time I've gotten back with somebody, it's always got worse and worse. It never got better, you know? You know, a lot of people do this in the dating scene, the no contact shit. And that's because, here's another reason why it's bad. Not only do it make you look at each other a certain way or have thoughts about each other that makes you think differently about the person, a lot of times in no contact, they're talking to somebody else. Or you, them, whatever. Same thing. So even if y'all do start dealing with each other again, it's just not the same. It's almost like somebody cheating and then y'all get back together. It's not the same. Just not the same. I'm not saying it can't work if someone cheats and gets back together, but it's not the same. It'll never be the same. Just won't. So, I mean, if you want to do no contact, go ahead, but just understand that you're going to have a lot of bad thoughts about that person. You're going to start to feel differently about that person because you're going to get mad because they're not contacting you. Or you might be mad that you don't want to contact them. Like, I'm not contacting them. Fuck that shit. So you could be mad both ways. You could be mad because they not contacting you, and you could be mad like, man, I ain't contacting them. Fuck that shit. I'm mad at them or whatever. But by the time y'all do talk again, you done already had all these bad thoughts about the person. You don't even feel the same way. So let's just say somebody goes no contact with me, right? But I don't know why, or I didn't really do nothing to them, maybe, to the extent that they should do that. Or just say they just did it. They just went ghost, right? If that person come back, man, you're going to feel a certain way about that person. It's not going to be the same as you did feel. And you're not going to feel like they feel the same way about you. It's too late. But of course, most people are going to still try to get back together and try again and again, but it's just going to get worse, man. It's just going to get worse. It's like somebody who cheats. And then y'all get back together. It just gets worse and worse. And I seen something earlier about the narcissist people come back because of your lack of self-worth. That's what it was. It be true. But I think a lot of them come back. Or no, it was you when you come back to them, it shows lack of self-respect, so they don't respect you. But I think it's more of when you come back to them, they feel like they got you that much more. So that's why they don't respect you. It doesn't mean that you don't have self-respect because you have feelings and you're a human being and you can't leave somebody alone. I don't believe that. I mean, it can to a certain extent depending on what they did and shit. Like, I mean, I guess in reality you could say that if somebody do you dirty like that and you still going back to them, it is a lack of self-respect, but it could be subconsciously more than deliberately. Some people got deliberate lack of self-respect, and some people don't even realize that they're not respecting themselves. I mean, they do realize it, but they don't. Like, they don't see it in that light, so that's why they still deal with the person. But the no contact shit, man, it's what's going on. That's why the dating scene is like it is. You got people not contacting people and shit like this because they talking to other people or they want to raise their value. You know what I mean? I don't know how the fuck you raise I don't know how you raise your value not talking to somebody. Not in my eyes. You not hitting me up, that ain't gonna raise your damn value. What people act like there's some magic potion or some shit that, some magic people want what they can't have potion or some shit. Everybody ain't like that. Some people, you make them feel like they can't have you, they cool with it. Like, all right, bet. You know what I mean? They just move on with their life. They don't be getting in their feelings and trying to get with you and all this crazy ass shit. But I'm going to get off here. I just want to let y'all know here's a few things that it does. The biggest thing it does when there's no contact is it makes both people feel certain ways about that person. It makes that, like, when you first meet somebody, y'all not mad at each other because you really ain't done shit wrong to each other and all that shit. Well, when you go to that no contact, man, you're going to start to feel a different way about that person. You know what I mean? All it takes is a little bit to make you feel a certain way about somebody, right? To the point that you don't want to fuck with them. All it takes is a little bit. So during no contact, you're going to be thinking about, they sleeping with somebody else. You're going to be thinking all kind of shit. Be mad at them, whatever. You know what I mean? I'm talking about no contact. I'm talking about weeks and shit. Don't be thinking I'm talking about a day or some shit like that. That shit don't count. I'm talking about like more than a week. That shit counts. But it just makes people think bad about each other. It also, a lot of times, makes someone go talk to somebody else. There's a lot of bad shit that goes on with no contact versus good. I don't know why people are doing it, but they shooting themselves in the foot. If you gotta go no contact, go no look back. That's what I call it. That means you're not looking back. See, a lot of people are going no contact because they want to try to teach people lessons and shit. And in the end, you just teaching yourself a lesson, to be honest, because the most important thing that's going to happen is you or the other person, since I'm speaking to a crowd, you or both people are going to start to think thoughts about that person. And by the time y'all do talk again, You're already pissed off at them. You're already looking at them in a different light. You're not looking at them the same now. And a lot of the thoughts you might be thinking might not even be real about the person. But it don't matter. Some of them might be real. Some of the thoughts that's in your mind, your spirit telling you certain things, they might be real. So it don't matter, but it don't matter if it is correct or false. The point is you have that perception of that person now. You done had 3 weeks thinking about this person in a certain way. Like, man, I knew she was just like the rest, sleeping around with other men too. That's why she ain't hit me up. You see what I mean? So even if that girl did hit me up after like 3 weeks or something, I'm like, oh, she must have went with another guy or some shit like that. I hate when people call when I'm trying to make videos. She must have went with another guy. Anything. You don't know. This is the thing. That's why this shit don't work. Everybody thinking that this no contact shit work. Shit don't work, man. Even if y'all been together for a long time, man. It's too much questions if y'all come back and shit. And it just gets worse. It just gets worse. It just gets worse and worse. I wish people would quit calling my phone. I gotta answer the fucking phone apparently because people won't start calling my phone. But yeah, that's all I wanted to say about the no contact shit. Y'all gotta stop doing that shit. Just don't deal with them no more. If you feel to the point that you gotta stop talking to somebody, just don't deal with them no more. Don't try that no contact shit because that shit don't work. It works against you more than anything. Or let's just say you're doing it to try to teach them how to treat you or something. It's not going to work that way. It's either the person gets it while you still dealing with them or you're going to leave. There's no contact formula that's going to make these motherfuckers change or make a relationship change and all this other shit or make people change that you're talking to and seeing and all this other shit. A lot of them just going to talk to somebody else if you go no contact. So if you go no contact to try to show somebody your value and shit, I mean, good luck with that shit, man. Good luck with that. You're going to just piss them off even more, if anything. That's all I got to say about that shit for now. Kind of tired, and I don't want to make a low effort video, so just leave this shit alone for now. Y'all have a good night.